This week, I'll lead you through a knee-friendly core strengthening practice. This will be quite a strong full body practice, but we'll pay extra attention to our core as we go through the sequence. Let's get started. As mentioned, this will be a knee-friendly practice, and we don't have any kneeling poses. We aim to not put pressure on the knees, so therefore I don't think you will need any cushioning for the knees today. However, one block might be quite a handy prop for this practice, so if you have a block or something that you can use as a block, then have that next to your mat. And we're going to start from lying down, and you could first find any kind of easy pose. So you might have your knees bent, you might extend your legs, or you might even start with a butterfly pose if that feels good in your legs, in your knees. But come into a pose where you could focus on your breathing for a moment. And we're going to bring one hand on the belly, other hand somewhere to the bottom of the rib cage, so you can feel your breaths in your hands as well. And first, just take a few slightly calmer, maybe slightly slower breaths, allowing yourself to arrive onto the mat. And as we go through the practice, in every movement, every pose, try to check in with your breath. Allow your breath to help with that core engagement. And in many poses today, I am suggesting that the out breath, our exhalations, can help to give that extra boost for that core engagement. And then, once you have taken those few slower breaths, take a slightly deeper breath and send the breath all the way down towards the belly. Exhale with a hissing sound, just gently squeezing the air out and drawing the belly in as you breathe out. Same again. Inhale down to the belly. And then exhale with a hissing sound by gently drawing in through the belly without pressing the lower back onto the mat. So leave a little natural gap under the lower back. One more time, inhaling towards the belly. And exhale, start to draw in through the belly, through the sides, kind of tightening that natural corset around the spine. Now, next in breath, send it towards the bottom of the rib cage. Allow the rib cage to open. And exhale again with a hissing sound. Let the ribs draw in back towards the spine. Two more times. Inhale towards the bottom of the rib cage. And exhale. Let the lowest ribs kind of close back in towards the spine. One more time. Inhale towards the bottom of the rib cage. Feel that sideways opening. Exhale. So drawing back in. And then just take a couple of relaxed breaths in and out. Leave that awareness to your breath as we start to move. And you can use the idea of exhalations helping with that core engagement. And then we're going to move our awareness to the feet, inner legs, inner thighs, pelvic floor. That's part of our core. And if you have a block or something you could bring between the legs, bring that prop between the legs so you could gently squeeze the prop between the inner thighs. Just try a couple of times. At the same time, grounding your feet onto the mat. We're going to do some lifts into the bridge. So feet in a place where you can press your feet onto the mat. Inhale. And as you exhale, gently squeeze the prop. Press your feet onto the mat and elevate your pelvis, your back off the mat. Inhale. And then with the next exhalation, slowly lower back down. Inhale on the mat. Keep the prop gently squeezed between the legs. Exhale, squeeze the prop, press your feet down, and slowly lift your pelvis, lift your back off the mat. Keeping that awareness in the thighs, in the feet. Next exhalation, slowly again lower back down. We'll do 3 more times using the out breath to move. So again, exhalation, start to press down through the feet. Feel the inner thighs engaged. Feel the pelvic floor lifting in as you lift the pelvis, lift the back off the mat. Inhale at the top. And exhale, slowly control the way down, keeping the inner thighs, keeping the feet active. Inhale on the mat 2 more times. Exhalation is that gentle drawing in, pressing the feet down, inner thighs engaged, lifting into your bridge. Inhaling there, maybe inhaling towards the bottom of the rib cage. And exhalation, slowly softening through the chest, the back, the pelvis comes down, staying in touch with the feet. 1 more time with your exhalation. Start from the feet, pressing down, feel the inner thighs, lifting the pelvis, lifting into the pelvic floor, back comes off the mat. Inhale in your bridge, keep pressing down through the feet. And exhale, lower down. And then lift your knees towards the belly. You can put the block aside and just rock a couple of times from side to sides. If you want, you can lift your forehead towards the knees, starting to engage through the front side of your torso. So that's going to be our next focus area. So now bring your head down, extend both legs up into the air, and either flex your ankles or just flex your toes so you keep that engagement through the feet, through the lower legs. We're going to reach arms towards the pelvis, and then exhale, lift your upper back, your head off the mat, drawing in through the front. As you exhale, lower your left leg towards the mat, but not onto the mat. So hover the left leg, right leg lifting up. Inhale and exhale. Change the legs. Inhale and exhale. Change the legs the other way around again. Scissor legs. Inhale and exhale. Change the legs. Inhale and exhale, change the legs. And we continue. Change. Change. You can use your breath. Inhale, exhale, change. Inhale, exhale, change. 3 more rounds. 1, 2, and 3, and then lower your back, your head down, hug the knees in, and just rock a bit from side to side. From here, we're going to change our attention to the side body. We're going to go into a side plank, down on the elbow. Now you could Bring your feet down and roll down onto your right side, lifting yourself onto your right elbow. And here you have two options. Either keep the right knee on the mat, left leg extended, or you can extend both legs, flexing your ankles, your feet. Press down through your right elbow, forearm, left hand on your left hip, and exhale, lift your pelvis off the mat. And we breathe here. You can keep the left hand on the left hip, or if you want, it might actually help to reach the left arm up. It might give you an extra lift. We try to stay here 10 breaths. Let the exhalations draw in through the sides, through the pelvic floor as well, through the belly, through the back. You might look down to the mat if that releases your neck more. 3 more breaths. Keep lifting the pelvis up off the mat. You can always bring the right knee onto the floor. 1 more breath. And then we try to keep the pelvis hovering. Bring your both elbows to the mat, both feet so you're turning towards the mat. And we'll just change to the other side. So now turn onto your left elbow, either both legs extended or bring the left knee on the mat. And you could have your right hand on the right hip, or you can reach right arm up. Remember, left knee can be on the mat. And then start counting those 10 breaths once you've found your pose. You might use those hissing exhalations if it helps. Keeping the neck rather soft, so we're not driving the work up into the neck. 3 more breaths, in and out. Shaking is very, very fine. And then after those 3 breaths, slowly bring yourself back onto the mat and bring yourself back to lie down. And just take a few slightly deeper breaths. You could swing the legs. You could bring arms overhead. And then we're going to continue with some movement. So now we're going to bring arms back down next to the sides. And we're going to do a few rounds coming up into a seat, going into a forward bend, and then rolling back onto the back. So as you exhale, reach hands towards the knees, chin to the chest. Bring yourself up into a seat. Curl into a ball. Inhale, extend the legs. Reach the back, reach the arms up. Exhale, lean into a forward bend, rounding the back. Head can come down. Inhale, lift yourself back up, bending the knees, stepping feet onto the mat. Exhale, round your back and try to slowly, vertebra by vertebra, roll your spine back down. And then inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, same again, reach arms towards the legs, roll up into a seat. Slowly, slowly curl into a ball. And inhale, lifting the back, lifting arms up, extend the legs. And exhale, round the back. Head can lean forward. Inhale again, lifting up into a seat, bending the knees. And exhale, roll down, vertebra by vertebra. Slowly, slowly control the way down. And inhale, reach the arms overhead. 2 more times. Exhale, reach hands towards the legs. Slowly rolling up into a seat, curling into a ball. Inhale, extend the legs, extend the arms, open the chest. Exhale, rounding the back. And head can nod forward. Inhale, lifting yourself up, bending the knees, arms reaching up. And exhale, round the back, slowly. Control the way down. Inhale, arms overhead. One last time. Super, super slow. Exhale, lift your head up, reaching towards the legs. Going slow through that difficult part. Curl into a ball. Inhale, lifting your back, your arms up. Exhale, round the back, leaning forward. Head can lean down. Inhale, lifting the back up, bending the knees. And one more time. Exhale, round the back. Roll down, slowly, slowly. And then reach arms overhead. Take a couple of breaths in and out. And then we're going to continue with that kind of rolling movement, but now we're going to move the lower body. So bring arms down next to your sides and make sure you have some space overhead. From here, we're going to lift both legs up into the air and arms keep pressing down next to the sides. And from here, we're going to exhale, start to lift the pelvis off the mat and kind of rock the legs overhead. And slowly, slowly, vertebra by vertebra, finding the snail pose, reaching feet overhead. As you exhale, start to roll your back down, vertebra by vertebra. Trying not to fall down, but going through the spine. Inhale, you might lengthen the legs away from the head. Exhale, lifting the legs up overhead and lifting pelvis off the mat, rolling into that snail pose. You might touch the floor with your toes overhead. Next exhalation, slowly with control, roll the back down. Resist the gravity so we don't collapse. And inhale, you might reach the feet away from the head. 2 more times. Exhale, draw in through the belly. Lift the pelvis off the mat. Reach your feet overhead. Slow and control the movement into the snail. Inhaling there. Exhale, slowly, slowly start to bring the back down. You can help with your arms, but try to work more through the core from your feet all the way into your spine. Again, inhale, you might reach the legs away from the head. Keep your feet active. One last time. Exhale. Feet reaching slowly overhead, rolling the spine off the mat into that snail. Inhale there and exhale, slow, controlled movement, rolling the spine down. And then bend the knees, bring your feet onto the mat. And as you exhale, lift your pelvis, your back off the mat into a bridge. Either keeping arms next to the sides or you can reach arms overhead and hover your hands, hover your arms off the mat. Take a few breaths in and out, just allowing that front side to open a bit. Because next movement will Gently squeeze through the front side as well, but we'll go a bit more into the obliques, into those kind of sides and those twisting, rotating, deep abdominals. But let's exhale, slowly come back down. And then next, we're going to lengthen the legs up into the air. Again, we're going to go into another variation of those scissor legs. So again, keeping the feet active. It could be just flexing the toes, or it could be flexing the ankles, but maintaining that core engagement through the feet, through the inner legs, into the pelvis, into your spine. So through the abs, sides, through the back. And now we're going to reach arms up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, lift your upper back head off the mat and reach your left hand kind of all the way to the outside of that right leg and right arm extending overhead. We're going to extend the left leg down towards the mat, but not touching the mat. So this kind of crisscross reach is going to be our movement. Now inhale, exhale, change legs the other way around, arms the other way around. Now it's right hand reaching across the left leg. Same again, inhale, exhale, scissor legs, scissor arms, and trying to reach that left arm past the right leg. Inhale, exhale, change. Right hand past the left leg. Inhale, exhale, change. 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 One more time, both sides. Inhale, exhale, change. Inhale, exhale, change. And then come back to center. Release the head, the shoulders down. Hug the knees. Rock a bit from side to side. And then from hugging the knees, we're going to rock ourselves up into a seat. A few times you can rock back and forth. And then you could cross the legs and lean onto hands over the legs, finding yourself onto hands and knees, and from hands and knees, lift into downward facing dog. And it's our first downward dog, so give yourself a bit of movement here. You can shake your head. You can reach the pelvis away from the hands. So here as well, finding that lift through the pelvis, through the hip flexors, through the inner thighs, feeling your feet connected to your pelvis in this downward dog. And the pelvis reaching up and back, creating some length through the spine. Take another breath in and out here. And then from here we're going to step or jump both feet forward, two hands. And then we're going to round the back, full forward bend. Shake the head here as well. We'll slowly make our way all the way up to standing. So you bend the knees or keep the legs straight. As you inhale, exhale, slowly bring yourself up into mountain pose. Take a couple of breaths in and out. And then we're going to do 3 rounds of Sun Salutations, but with the reversed breath pattern. And we're going to play a little bit with how the breath can help us keep the core engaged as we go through quite big movements in this Sun Salutation. Inhale, exhale. Then inhale, keep your arms down. Exhale, lengthen arms up overhead. Inhale, bend down, full forward bend. Knees could be bent, opening the back side of the body. Exhale into flat back, drawing in through the whole core. And inhale, bend down, bring hands on the mat. Step your both feet back to full plank pose. Exhale here. And then as you inhale, lower down into low plank. You can bring knees, belly down. Exhale into cobra or upward facing dog. Inhale, lift the pelvis up all the way into downward dog. And exhale, settle into downward dog, finding that reach. Hip flexor is going to help you find that reach. Lengthening through the spine. Take another breath in and out. Then as you exhale, you look forward to your hands. Inhale, step or jump your feet forward. Exhale to flat back, halfway lift. Inhale, full forward bend, and opening the back line, head can nut down. As you exhale, reach your back, your arms up. And inhale, lengthen arms down. And exhale, inhale here. 2 more rounds. With an exhalation, press feet down, arms floating up. Inhale, full forward bend. Again, knees could be bent, core engaged. Exhale, halfway lift into flat back. Inhale, bring hands down, step or jump your feet back into plank. Exhale here, really drawing in through the core. Inhale, lower down. You can hover if you want. Exhale into cobra or upward facing dog. Inhale, lift up through the pelvis, finding your downward dog. Maybe adjusting hands, adjusting feet. And take a few breaths here. Softening through the neck. Heels can be off the mat. More focus on that lift up through the pelvis. That supported length through the spine. Support around the shoulders. And then inhale, step or jump your both feet forward. Exhale, halfway lift, flat back. Inhale, bend down, full forward bend. Legs could be bent. Exhale, reach your back, your arms up. And inhale, lengthen the arms down. Exhale, inhale. 1 more round. With exhalation, reaching arms up. And inhale, bending down. Exhale, flat back, knees can be bent. Inhale, bend down, hands on the mat, step or jump into plank. Exhale, ground your plank, palms pressing down. Inhale, lower down, you can hover if you want. Exhale to cobra or upward dog. And inhale, lifting up through the pelvis. 1 more downward dog. You can adjust your hands, you can adjust your feet, and take a few breaths here, grounding through the palms, the fingers. Neck is free. Take one more breath in this downward dog. And then again, as you inhale, step or jump your both feet forward. Exhaling to flat back head, reaching away from the tail. Inhale, bending down. And exhale, reaching up, arms back, reaching up. And inhale, float the arms down. And then a couple of breaths in your mountain pose. For the next little standing sequence, a block might be nice because at the end of the sequence there is going to be half moon balancing pose. So if you know that you might like a block for that half moon, then bring it at the top of the mat. We'll have warrior one, triangle, and half moon. And we're going to start by standing on the right foot. Finding your balance, lift your left knee towards the belly, towards the chest, and bring palms together. You can hear, you might flex your left ankle or just the toes. Find a focus point for your gaze. Take another breath here, grounding down through the right foot. Feel the connection from your right sitting bone to your right heel. As you exhale, start to reach that left leg behind you into warrior three. You might keep palms together. You might open your arms. Staying in touch with your right heel and that connection from the right foot through the inner leg into the pelvis, into the buttock. A long line from your left foot to your head. Where can you find space for the breaths? What if we breathe towards the rib cage, towards the lowest ribs here? Take one more breath in and out. And then as you exhale, slowly step that left foot down far back and open into triangle pose so that we rotate now the right hip open. The left foot, left hip slightly closed in or toes towards the long side of the mat. And arms are free on top of that support. Now, as you inhale, reach right arm towards the right leg or kind of over the right leg. And then exhale, tilt from the pelvis and bring your right hand to the inside of that right leg. We don't need to go super low down. Try not to lean onto the leg. So keeping the arm on the inside of that leg and really focus on strengthening the sides here, especially that left side body. You could bring that left hand onto your left hip. That might help the shoulder. You can look up, you can look down, but keep breathing. And drawing in through the back, through the sides, through the belly, pelvic floor, like the corset. We'll take another breath here. And from here, we are going to go straight into the half moon balance. So with your next exhalation, bend the right knee further so you can start to reach your right hand maybe onto a block, or you might step your right hand onto the mat, or you might hover the right hand off the mat. And left hand could stay on your hip or reaching up. Finding your edge in this pose. Find a focus point for your gaze and keep breathing. So it's an extra challenge to hover that right hand. And then as you inhale, lift yourself back up into that mountain pose. Bring feet down, reach the arms up. And exhale, release the arms down. Take a couple of breaths here. It's really okay to feel your feet. It's good. It means you're working through the feet, strengthening the feet. The feet are part of that core that we are working through right now. And then we'll do the same to the other side. So now we're going to shift the weight onto the left foot. And first lift the right knee up, trying to keep the hips kind of roughly at the same level, so we're not hiking the right hip. And then bring palms together in front of the chest. So the right knee lifting up, your back lifting up, the hip kind of weighing down, the right hip weighing down. So we're really lifting up through the hip flexors. The right ankle or the toes could be flexed. Still breathing, but again, maybe we're breathing towards the lowest ribs, that kind of sideways lateral breathing. And then warrior three. So as you exhale, start to send your right leg back, reaching your head to your back forward, staying in touch with the left heel and connection from the left heel to the left sitting bone. Let your breaths ground you into the pose. You might open arms if that feels better. Take another breath in and out. And then as you exhale, step that right foot far back. Open into that triangle pose. You can move your feet. Open the arms. Find a place where you have weight on both feet. Releasing your shoulders, your arms. And then as you inhale, reach the left arm over the left leg. You might bend your left knee. Exhale, tilt from the pelvis. Trying to keep the torso in more of a long straight line here. So not going into a side bend, but we're more trying to strengthen the right side body. Kind of working against gravity. And left hand just hovering somewhere on the inside of that left leg, so we're not leaning onto that leg. You could bring right hand onto the right hip. And still breathing. Feel the feet, feel the inner thighs active. Feel you're lifting that support through your inner legs, into the pelvis, into the spine. Take one more breath here. You could look down and then we go into that half moon. So as you exhale, bend the left knee, reach your left hand forward, maybe onto a block, or maybe you reach your left hand all the way down to the mat, or maybe you're hovering that left hand off the mat. Right arm could reach up or bring right hand onto your right hip. And breathing here. Finding your edge. It is an extra challenge to hover that left hand. And then as you inhale, lift yourself up. Bring both feet onto the mat. Reach the arms up. And then exhale, bend down into a full forward bend. Just softening the back for a moment. You could kind of swing a bit from side to side. Head can drop down. And then we're going to walk into one more plank and visit side planks on hands rather than on elbows. So from that forward bend, bring hands on the mat. Walk your feet far back into full plank pose. Step your right hand at the center. And then as you inhale, turn to the long side of the mat. You can reach left arm up. You could bring the right knee on the mat. Makes things just a bit lighter. Or keep your legs straight. Breathing here in and out. Keep your ankles flexed, feet flexed. Take another breath in and out. And then as you exhale, look down, bring hands on the mat. We keep hovering, we just change hands, arms the other way around, and we turn to the other long side of the mat. Again, if it's okay, keep your both legs extended, keeping both knees straight so that we are supporting the knees. Of course, you can bring the left knee down, finding your edge. Right hand could be on your right hip as well, but it might actually help to reach up through the arm. It kind of gives you an extra boost to lift up. Take another breath in and out. And then exhale, lower your both hands onto the mat, finding that plank. And from there, exhale, lower yourself all the way down onto the belly. Release the toes. And then lengthen arms next to your sides, turning palms to the mat. And we're going to go into a back bend. Now, as you exhale, again, going to draw in through the core, press down through the front of the pelvis. And then as you inhale, start to lift your chest and your legs just slightly off the mat. Just hovering off the mat. Focus on lifting the front of the shoulders away from the mat, so we're engaging through the upper back as well. You might look forward if that feels good in the neck. We're not trying to lift very high up, we're really just trying to hover off the mat, feeling the whole back line engaged, inner thighs engaged. They're not necessarily together, but they're kind of magnetized towards each other. And then if you want, you can even start to hover your hands, reach arms off the mat. And breathe. Maybe there's more space around the chest for your breaths. Finding some space for the breaths. And again, feeling that connection from the soles of the feet through the inner legs into your pelvis, into the spine. That's your full core, from your feet all the way up to the chest. Take another breath in and out. And then exhale, release down. You could bring hands under the head. You could shimmy, kind of gently rock the pelvis from side to side. And just take a couple of deeper belly breaths in and out. And then in your own time, from lying down on the belly, roll down onto your back. And here, if you want, you could do a few windshield wipers, swinging the legs from side to side. We are going to do one more full twist. You could release the arms out to the sides, just softening through the shoulders. And then bring your legs to center. And now you have an option to keep your legs just next to each other as they are. Or we could go into the eagle legs or the twisted roots legs by kind of twisting the right leg on top and around the left leg. And then bringing both legs to the left side of the mat. The left hand could rest on the right knee or thigh. Right arm in a place where you feel you could relax that right shoulder. Head can turn to one side or the other. And then let your belly relax. Let your back, your sides relax. Let the inner thighs, let your feet relax. Make sure the option for your legs is a knee-friendly option for you. You know best where your knees are happy in a twist. Take another breath in and out. And then with some core support, slowly start to bring your legs back to center. If you have legs kind of cross-twisted around each other, just release that crossing. And as we twist to the other side, you might make a different choice. I'm going to not twist my legs around each other on this side, knee reason. But if you want, you can bring the left knee, the left thigh around the right thigh, or just keep your legs next to each other. Bring both legs to the right side of the mat. Now right hand could rest on the left leg. Left arm could open out to the left side. Softening through the neck. Soften your jaw, so check that you're not biting teeth together. Allow a few more full breaths. You send your breaths all the way down towards the belly. Take one more breath here, in and out. And then slowly, slowly release the twist. Come back to center. And then we're going to find a resting pose. If you feel that your inner thighs are really tight now, you could kind of stop in a reclining butterfly for a few breaths. Or you might go straight into Shavasana pose. Of course, if lying down on the back doesn't feel good for you now, you can find any resting pose. You could also be on your belly. You could be in child's pose if your knees are happy with that. Any easy pose, so that you could let yourself relax. Once you have found that pose, that easy relaxation pose for yourself, then invite your awareness back to your breath. Notice those soft, gentle waves of your in breaths and out breaths. And rather than controlling your breath, now just observe its natural pace, natural rhythm, and let that gentle flow relax you deeper and deeper into your resting pose. Give yourself another 5 to 10 breaths in your resting pose. You might stay longer if you want. Listen to your body, listen to what you need today. And together with those breaths, just notice how you feel now. As we are slowly coming towards the end of the practice. Take a deeper, bigger breath in and out. And then when you feel ready, start to bring some gentle movement to your fingers, your toes. You can move your hands and your feet. Circle the wrists. Circle the ankle joints. Maybe lengthen arms overhead along the floor if you want. And then in your own time, roll down onto one side. Could be the left or the right side. And bring yourself up into a seat, into your own final seat. And that could be any shape, any pose of your choice. Allow your hips, your back, your shoulders to soften. And if it's a part of your practice, you could bring palms together in front of the chest. And as always, at the end of the practice, most importantly, thank yourself for taking this time to move, to breathe, to just take some time to look after yourself. And I thank you very much for joining in, for sharing the practice and sharing the time. Namaste. Thank you.